Have you noticed an increase in the costs of chocolates you like, or a decrease in their availability at your regular stores or e-commerce platforms? Chances are you might not be the only one experiencing this because chocolate, one of our most popular indulgences, is struggling. Hello and welcome to The Hindu. I'm Priyali Prakash and you're watching Tipping Point, our weekly show where we look at climate events and the trends shaping our future. Last week, we discussed how climate change affects rice. This week, we'll look at how it relates to cocoa production and also at cold days in North India and a winter storm in the United States. Grandview Research estimates that the global chocolate market size was around $120 billion in 2023 and will expand even further in the years to come. Chocolate comes from the cocoa crop, which is mainly produced in humid tropical areas close to the equator, ideally in warm temperatures and with high rainfall. Top producers of cocoa are Ivory Coast and Ghana in Africa. In fact, Western Africa produces most of the world's cocoa. However, prices of cocoa shot up tremendously in 2024, signifying some crucial challenges for the crop. One of these was El Niño, a weather system that reduces the amount of rainfall in the region between July and September. Reduced cocoa production has a domino effect on the entire chocolate industry, creating a gap between the supply and the demand. Cocoa trees are very sensitive to changes in rainfall. Ideally, the trees need a good amount of rain well distributed throughout the year. Dry spells, if at all, should not exceed 3 months. The soil in which cocoa best flourishes has both good water retention and drainage. Climate change is disrupting rainfall patterns across the world, and cocoa is also threatened. A 2020 study said that long dry spells can decrease the size of cocoa beans, affecting the overall quality of the crop. The Indian Agricultural Research Institute says that the optimum temperature for cocoa trees to grow is around 25 degrees Celsius. Changes in temperature, which are a reality courtesy global warming, can change how dangerous pests and diseases affect these trees. According to the International Cocoa Organization, the high demand for the crop has not resulted in improving the living income of cocoa farmers, which threatens the sustainability of the industry. ICCO says that more than 90% of cocoa farmers in the world hold land between 2 to 5 hectares, and their poor living conditions often mean that they do not have the resources to implement sustainable farming practices. Because of an increased demand, farmers are trying to expand lands under cocoa cultivation at the cost of forests. A recently published study found that cocoa production increased from 2 million tons in 2000 to 3 million tons in 2010 and continued to increase even further. A May 2023 study found that cocoa cultivation is the underlying cause of more than 37% of forest loss in protected areas in Ivory Coast and over 13% in Ghana. However, the study also notes that because so many cocoa farmers live below the poverty line and work on very small lands, it is difficult to estimate the extent to which cocoa has directly or indirectly replaced forests. So what is the way out? Some scientists have suggested that growing more crops in lesser areas with improved agroforestry methods that protect the crops against pests or disease outbreaks can be one way to deal with the crop shortage. However, creating sustainable strategies must also include increasing farmer income. One popular business model that has emerged as a possible solution is the bean-to-bar model, which means that all the steps of the process, right from sourcing the cocoa beans from farmers to manufacturing the chocolate bar, are overseen by the producer. Cocoa is traded in multiple ways. Sometimes, farmers sell their crop to small traders, which then makes its way up the chain through wholesalers to exporters. Some farmers sell their cocoa beans directly to exporters. In the bean-to-bar model, it is possible that farmers can be encouraged to take up sustainable practices, thus making the final product more environment-friendly. Large parts of North India, including Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan, Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh, are reeling under extremely cold temperatures, which has disrupted regular life. The India Meteorological Department predicted cold to severe cold day conditions in parts of Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan, between January 7 and January 9, while dense fog conditions were predicted to prevail over Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Himachal Pradesh, and northeastern states. In many parts, local authorities ordered schools to be shut until cold conditions subside. According to IMD, a cold wave occurs when the minimum temperature is 10 degrees Celsius or less for plains and 0 degrees Celsius or less for hilly regions, along with a negative departure from the normal in the range of 4.5 to 6.4 degrees Celsius. National capital Delhi has been in the grip of a thick layer of fog for days, which has affected trains and flights. On Tuesday, January 7, 25 trains were delayed till 6 am due to foggy weather. Last week, over 500 flights were disrupted at the Indira Gandhi International Airport in Delhi, which is also the country's busiest airport. While we are on the topic of cold waves, let's also discuss a winter storm that has hit the United States. The US was hit by Storm Blair on Sunday, January 5, which brought freezing temperatures and snow to many states, including parts of the Ohio Valley and central Appalachians. By Monday night, the storm covered large areas of central and eastern United States in snow, led to the cancellation of over 2,300 US flights, and thousands more were delayed. Many residents were left without power as the storm caused outages in multiple states. Even though the storm caused heavy snow in Washington, D.C., the Congress members still met to certify Donald Trump's victory in the presidential election. Our Climate Hope story this week is how a rare pink pigeon was hand-reared at the UK's Paynton Zoo. Pink pigeons are endemic to Mauritius and on the red lists for both International Union for Conservation of Nature and BirdLife International. Pink pigeons have been on the brink of extinction, and once their population even dropped to just 9 birds. Tom, who has worked as a bird keeper for more than 27 years, developed a feeding technique for baby birds where he attached an adequately sized catheter to a syringe to feed the birds. The usual crop tube method involves feeding a bird directly into its crop, which is a muscular pouch located in front of a bird's neck. Climate change directly affects plants, animals, and bird species, causing habitat loss, threatening food resources, changing predators and prey in food cycles of an ecosystem, and more. This success story from Paynton Zoo will hopefully help save pink pigeons on a larger scale. Thank you for watching. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to subscribe to The Hindu for more such updates and in-depth climate coverage.